All right, guys. So I know we're a little bit late today. We finally started the stream. We're here. We're up. Here's the markets right now. Oh, we also got funded yesterday too. So that's good news. AMC gapping up a little bit today as well. We are green on that one also. So yeah, right now we got AMC bouncing back. We got the rest of the market basically falling down on fear of like downgrades. So yeah, here's the market right now. SPY down again today. Is this a sign of recession in your opinion? No. Recession doesn't really have to do much with market downturns. The recession has to do specifically with GDP data and what that looks like. And so this isn't really something in which like we should heavily worry about a recession per se right now. We're more so worried about other things in the market, not really a recession. I mean, recession fears are there, of course, but the market dropping or pulling back, like again, if we look at the Q, you know, and you want to be sure not to sensationalize the market. All right, like here's a weekly chart on the Q. All right, so we've had this crazy big run all the way since October of last year, right? And like this dip doesn't mean we're in a recession. You know what I mean? Like you got to look at the long-term chart and understand like while short-term traders might be in pain, which they are, which is again something you want to be weary of. We honestly have been making money on the short side. This is what? Yeah, this is supposed to be instrumentals. Sorry. But yeah, you just don't want to sensationalize the market. Again, this is the dip we're in right now. We've had about 3 weeks of drops. But prior to that, we've had basically a year of runs. So, I mean, again, you just want to be careful not to sensationalize the market too much because it's easy to do. Everybody's all scared and doom and gloom. But, like, you got to look at this dip right here. And this is certainly not a crash. Again, with a crash, you look at percentages. Has the market dropped to 20, 30%? So far, relative to the high of about 385 right now. And so in order for the market to drop, a 20% drop relative to the 385 high would be about $80 drop, right? So so just to put it in perspective, guys, a crash, a 20% crash, which is kind of like the standard of crashes, wouldn't be this. It would instead be this. You know? And so we're not there yet. You know, even if we do drop 20%, I would say in this specific scenario, you want it to be at least 30% because the market is already pushing up a little bit here as well. Like, look at the market. And so, yeah, you know, and to put it in a grander perspective, like on a daily chart, which is probably a little bit better to look at it on. So again, here's 385. So the market would have to drop in order for this to justifiably be called a crash. like that. And this is what we have so far. And so again, you don't want to sensationalize the market. Have we had a string of red weeks? Of course we have. Is it a market crash? Of course not. You know, does it mean we're in a recession right now? Of course not. The market is still pushing up heavily amount. Like, look at this. The market's done that in the last 8 or 9 months. And so a pullback is necessary and understandable, in my opinion. You know, and this is something that we've been telling people for a while, which is that I think we're extended on the upside. We're up a little bit too much, and I think that it was time to pull back. I think it's understandable that we did pull back. Oh, it might recover. You know, maybe it crashes. Yeah, I think y'all have to understand. I think you guys have to understand the natural flow of things. And so again, let's zoom all the way back to September of last year, right? So here's August of last year, right? You want to see what happened in August of last year, guys? Here's October and September of last year, right? October or August. Here's August and September, I mean, of last year. Again, August started here. And so the month of August was basically this. That was August last year. September was this. And so August and September, not historical good months, you know, and so it's no shock that the market is dipping down in August and September. Again, the thing to understand is the longer term view of things, which is this, you know. And again, I'm not saying we bounce, I'm not saying we hold, but it's something to understand that, like, don't sensationalize a couple weeks of drops, you know. Yeah, and it's all good. And again, I don't know what we're gonna get. Yeah, I really don't know what we're gonna get, but we'll see. I'm green in AMC. I'll take that. I'm up in AMC today. We'll take that. Let's see if there's any catalyst today. It's a slow market day. I don't know how long we're gonna be trading. Uh, Walmart. And again, what I typically do here, guys, like my go-to, and again, this is just me specifically. I don't want anybody to be too heavily influenced by like what I do in these situations. But like what I do in moments like this, like my long-term portfolio, I just kind of dollar cost average into things, you know, but I DCA into things with the understanding that I'm going to sit on these things long-term. It's certainly not a short-term strategy. And so I don't mind DCAing into some stuff when we get these big pullbacks in markets. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what we get moving forward. Again, what I do know is that even if the market keeps dropping, I'm usually going to find some discounts, and that's okay, you know. Yeah, we're looking at Barron's. Mortgage rates are over 8% or around 8%. Homeowners. Real estate mortgages are struggling. Average mortgage rates have climbed over 7%, which is the highest in 20 years, and it's up about 5% from a year ago. This data is showed by Freddie Mac. So again, to put it into perspective, real estate and mortgage guys are struggling. Girls and ladies and gentlemen are struggling. Again, mortgages are up 5% relative to just a year ago. They are over 7% right now, and they're at the highest level they've been in 20 years. This is mostly due to the yield on bonds. Um, but yeah, mortgages struggling. A lot of people in overseas in China are worried about the economy over there. The China central bank increased its protection of the yuan as fears about the health of their country are there. Alibaba is down 3.4%. JD.com is down 5.3%. CVS is in the middle of a major pharmacy shakeup after Blue Shield of Cali dropped them. They dropped CVS as their benefits manager in favor of offerings from a variety of others, including Amazon and Costco, or Cost Plus, which is Mark Cuban's company. And so CVS dumping. But yeah, that's basically what we got going on in the market. Market's down. A lot of this is also stem. There's two major catalysts this past week that's causing these drops in markets. If you want to know what the catalysts are, they're pretty simple. The first one is the major ratings agency Fitch coming out saying they might potentially downgrade 12 of the largest banks in the world. Now, we've had the regional bank issues going on, and like lately and recently, there has been, uh, some regional bank struggles. But what Fitch warned about was downgrading the larger banks, right? So JP Morgan, it was included in the list. There's a bunch of other ones. Basically, they want to downgrade those banks from what they're currently at, which I believe is double A minus, to A plus, to single A plus. And so they said they haven't done that yet, but they're thinking about doing that. The problem with that statement, it means that what we could get potentially here is they said they might do it. And then even if things start to look better, if Fitch comes out and let's say they have it's also very plausible that that they have a short position, which you would hope they don't. It's a conflict of interest if they do, but I guess it's possible. They could say this here, tank the markets, and then even if the markets start to rebound, they could come out and say, hey, we decided to downgrade these banks. If they announce that they're going to downgrade those banks and they're not just thinking about it, that could really weigh on market action as well and drop the market. The other big catalyst is Burry. Burry coming out basically saying that Burry basically coming out saying that he's got 2 million put options on the SPY and 2 million put options on the Q, which is a huge freaking position. That's billions of dollars if he actually decides to execute those trades or execute those contracts. And so that's a huge position. It's something that you definitely want to be wary of. You definitely want to understand. And I know they said the date of record was June 30th, but a lot of people are also saying that that's not actually when he entered that position, that it was more recently. And if he did enter it recently, he's probably up pretty big on it. But you also have to understand, I didn't think at first that he would be able to influence the market that heavily, but in hindsight, I might have been wrong there. And I think he might have influenced the market, as the market is dipping a lot on this stuff. So again, let me know what you guys think will happen. Definitely important to kind of watch and pay attention to. We're going to do a poll here as well. It is dipping a lot on this stuff. So yeah, we're going to do a poll here, guys. So bear with me here, team. Hold on one second. Gonna have to mute the music for a second. Yeah, 2 million put options. All right, guys. Let me mute this music. There we go. I think the market will continue falling apart unless something else comes out in favor. Yesterday, I lost 5K on this little dip on Bitcoin. Futures account wrecked. So I opened right after a long 100. Yeah, what's up, Corey? I hope we get a bounce this week's damage me. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, we've had this dumpster in front of our house that finally got removed. And the dumpster was blocking our car in, so we had to drive our old car around for the last couple of days. Um, and so I don't know. We're finally gonna have our new car back. Again, we did get funded yesterday. So we got funded on another account. That's 2 accounts in a couple weeks. Yeah, guys. So we're hanging out. Las Vegas directly in the path of a category 4. What happened in Bitcoin, man? Where's Bitcoin at right now? Bitcoin all the way down to 26,500, man. That's bad. You would think crypto might get a little bounce back up if banks get weak, because like generally bank weakness is good for crypto. Like if banks are weak, generally there's some positive outlooks on crypto. Dude, if anybody thinks this janitorial robot is real, I got some timeshares to sell you. Uh, AMC gapping up. Again, I don't really know why it's gapping up today. Again, US 30-year mortgage rates are up to 7.09%. It's the highest since 2002. Again, over 20 years, we got the highest mortgage rates in 20 plus years. I'm not touching AMC until after the conversion. No one knows what price will be. Yeah, for sure. AMC 39-day inch threshold list. Oh, where's the poll? I got you here. Does the market bounce back? Hey, yes or no? Vote on the poll. There it is. Oh, can y'all not hear the music? My bad. I might have muted the music. My bad, guys. Here. There you go. Yesterday was wild. Yeah, really red day. But again, I'm going to go over this again because we had a couple people asking if we're in a recession now or if the market is crashing or whatever it is, right? And I really need you guys to understand that even if we've had 3 red weeks, the market is only doing this. And so again, somebody said crash. In order for the market to actually crash, right? So like we'll put up a daily chart. In order for the market to actually be considered a crash, which is about 20%, I would say you need 30% since the market's been on a run up. But regardless, it would need to be this. That's what the market would need to do if you're even going to start to call it a crash. Somebody else asked about a recession. And yeah, I mean, a recession doesn't really have to do with the market activity a ton. It mostly has to do with GDP and unemployment. And so GDP and unemployment are what you want to pay attention to in regards to the recession woes and stuff like that. Next week, we've got existing home sales. We got services and manufacturing PMI, building permits. We got durable good orders, jobless claims. And then Friday, we got Jackson Hole, which is huge. And that's Jackson Hole is scheduled to speak at 10:05. And so next Friday is going to be the biggest day of the market for sure. And that's with NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday and all that good stuff. So next week's actually a really big week. We don't actually have any like huge economic releases. We got jobless claims, durable good orders, and all that stuff. But next week we've got NVIDIA earnings and the Jackson Hole Symposium on Friday. That's big stuff. That's big data that will move markets to a certain extent. We'll see how much, but it is big news. And it will move markets. Specifically, NVIDIA is incredibly important for markets. And then the following week after next week, on the 30th of July or 30th of August, we have GDP data dropping. We got ADP, non-farm employment change, GDP, unemployment, non-farm payroll data, and PCE data. All incredibly important. So we actually have a lot of stuff going on next week. Okay, yeah. So next week's big. They've packed a lot of this economic data into one specific week. And so just to put this into perspective, right? Or the week after that, Wednesday, August 30th, we get Wednesday, August 30th, we get non-farm employment change, which is kind of the prelim payroll numbers. We also get GDP dropping. 2.4% is what they're expecting for GDP. Again, 2.4%. We have pending home sales on Wednesday dropping. And so, again, that's a lot of different stuff. We got GDP, we got pending home sales, we've got the non-farm employment change, all dropping same day on Wednesday, August 30th. Then Thursday comes out, and we have the PCE data. So core PCE index data, which is incredibly relevant market data. I don't know why it's all the same week. I don't know why they did it like this, but it's all the same week. And then Friday, we have unemployment and non-farm payroll numbers. And so that's going to be very volatile. And ISM manufacturing PMI at 10. Damn, dude, they've got a lot of this stuff scheduled for. They got a lot of stuff scheduled that week. That's one of the crazier weeks. Usually it's all different weeks. Like usually the stuff is spread out to where like some days we get some stuff, other days we get others. But next week's a busy week. Or not next week. This is a week after next. AMC is on threshold securities list for day 39. Now GameStop squeezed on day 39. Maybe that's the catalyst. Maybe. Possible. Wait, is this quad witching? No, this isn't quad witching. Q down heavily, AMC up. We did buy some AMC. Our average price on AMC is like threes. And again, what I'm really gonna do when we get these big pullbacks is I'm just gonna start to kind of average in. Like I'm gonna dollar cost average into a lot of this stuff just because I can. And like I understand, even if we do crash, I could just sit on stuff. I don't need this money right now. And I think that's the perspective you have to look at it. Oh, we all, again, I'm gonna keep saying it. We got funded again yesterday. So yeah, so we got funded again. All right, so again, China's property, company Evergrande Group filed for bankruptcy in a Manhattan court. They did come out and clarify that they said they are asking for U.S. court to approve their debt plan. They're not filing for bankruptcy, is what they specifically said. But they seek the court's approval for a $32 billion debt overhaul. So, yeah, Chapter 15 is what this is. So like a debt overhaul. And again, this is ultimately weighing on real estate, weighing on sentiment, weighing on everything. Again, this is a very large company overseas, and investors are scared, man. Investors are scared. We'll see what happens. All right, so again, guys, Elon Musk's SpaceX has liquidated their entire $373 million Bitcoin stash. 800 million positions were liquidated across major cryptocurrencies within 30 minutes of this news dropping. And so again, Elon Musk's SpaceX has reportedly sold off all of its Bitcoin, again, valued at just under 400 million. It comes at a time in which we have weakness in crypto. And so we don't know if this is really bad for crypto. I know other people are going to see this trade and have seen this trade, and they start to unload. And again, nearly 800 million dollar positions were liquidated across all the major exchanges after this news drops. And again, you can see crypto, Bitcoin specifically, is sitting at around 26.5K right now, 26.5K. That's a big dip. It stayed at around 30K for months. So it dropping down to 25s at one point in time, the high 25s, and now sitting at the 26,000s levels. That's not really good. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, so Q is still dropping. Q is still dipping. Bitcoin. Will Bitcoin bounce back? Hmm. Yeah, Bitcoin with a big dump when this news came out. I think I said Elon months, but that's okay. All right, let me get the music playing here, guys. There you go. You just had the best chart up to earlier to show you what the market was doing. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, like a daily chart and a weekly chart is going to show you the longer term trend. A 1 minute chart's just showing you like what's going on right now in pre-market, and what's going on right now in pre-market is the Q is dumping down pretty majorly here. So the Q is finally starting to dip, finally starting to drop. Um, yeah, if you want to get funded, I'll put the link up right here. Um, yeah, we got funded yesterday on Top Step. There's the link right there. They are a sponsor of mine, so you can check them out. Yeah, we'll see, man. Again, okay, and I'm gonna preface everything I'm about to say with like, look, you never know for sure. I might be wildly wrong here. I don't know, but it depends on how long y'all are holding your positions. Okay, if you're like me and I've established a long-term portfolio, honestly, what I'm gonna do when I see drops is I'll probably dollar cost average into it. I'll probably plan to just every month maybe add a little bit more to certain positions. And maybe that's not even called DCAing, because DCAing is essentially what dollar cost averaging is. If you ever hear it, is periodic buys uh, of a specific security in specific intervals, regardless of price. Right. So that's like saying, hey, I'm going to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and so every week I'm going to buy $500 worth of Bitcoin. Regardless of where Bitcoin is. Right. That's supposed to curb long term volatility. Uh, and so maybe what I'm doing is not called DCAing, but point is, if you're holding these long enough, and specifically if they're large enough cap, like if they're strong enough companies, you're still probably going to be fine. Um, you just got to make sure you have enough equity to do it. Like my account's certainly large enough where like I've got close to 60K now in TOS. And so, it's certainly large enough to be okay. And yeah, we'll probably just sit back. Target we're green on. Our SOXS trade is kind of like a hedge against this. What's gold doing? Gold is up a little bit today. AMC's up nicely too. I mean, they emailed everybody a free reset. Well, I don't know if what I would be doing is considered DCAing, because what I'm doing specifically involves waiting for prices to drop to add more. I think dollar cost averaging, I mean, as the name suggests, you're just averaging it a little bit better. But again, it really depends on how long you're holding. Like, don't do this if you need your money anytime soon. Like, do not copy me. I don't want anybody to copy me regardless. You certainly don't want to do it if you need this money anytime soon, because I'm planning to hold this for the long haul. And so even if we crash, I'll probably just add to some of my positions and sit. The people who lose the most in crashes are typically people who get nervous and sell. When you see people who lose the most during crashes, again, it's typically people who get really emotional and sell. The market generally bounces back within a few years. All right, we're at 356s, guys. 356. Bill Perkins is coming out saying he wants to short OpenAI. If you don't know who Bill Perkins is, right? Bill Perkins is a poker player, billionaire. Like this dude is known for throwing money around at a lot of crazy stuff. He famously bet Jamie Staples that Jamie couldn't lose a certain amount of weight within a certain period of time. He also makes a lot of crazy bets with other poker players in terms of like a lot of times they're for like good, like he's trying to like help them get healthier and all that stuff. But yeah, he's a billionaire poker player. He currently said he wants to short OpenAI and is asking anyone if they're willing to structure a bet. Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's a risky bet. You know, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think there too. Yeah, I think Bill has gotten kind of political lately. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he has. Yeah. It seems like a risky bet for Bill, but hey, let him do what he wants, I guess. No, dude, I hate it when my copy and paste doesn't work. Ugh, dude, I just had to find. Wait, where can I find the old clips? Isn't there a way I can find my old clips? There's got to be a way. Saw it on my phone the other day. Like I know I can find my old clips. Oh, your clips. There it is. All right, I found it. Okay, share. Let me send this back. Who's Mike? Oh, Mike Burry. Having to keep on averaging down in Tesla. Yeah, I mean, I like Tesla. I think there's risks in averaging into Tesla, though. I do. I again, Tesla's just incredibly volatile, and so you can average into it. Y'all got to be prepared to, you know, do whatever that can do. The good thing about Tesla is that it moves quick. Yeah, yeah. Mortgages are down huge. Or mortgage rates are up big. So again, who's really struggling in this current market? So you can lose a lot of money quick. Yeah, for sure. I bought Tesla at 250 while it was going up, sold at a loss when it started to go down. I shorted it, now I'm ready to buy some Tesla stock again. Hey, good luck, bro. Uh, yeah, exactly. Johnny, be good. Again, AMC up big, man. A lot of people thinking it might be prime for a squeeze. I don't know. You know, AMC up again. The Q all the way down to 350s here. I might buy a little piece of this. Again, we did get funded again yesterday. Second funded account in a couple weeks. Here's my graph and profit from yesterday. If you want to see my total graph of getting funded in this account, like my total graph of getting funded in this account. And my wife is up early. Carol, what are you doing up so early? Oh, yeah. What time is it? Oh, all right. What? Oh, all right. Well, good morning, baby. Uh, anyways, if you want to see my graph, let me find it. I don't even know if it's going to show my graph because it's again because I think it's in process of yeah, so it's not even going to show my graph because it's in process of switching to an actual funded account. So I don't think it's actually even going to show. Did my headphones just die, bro? One of them did. Yeah, so here's our graph and what we got funded yesterday. We ran about a 3-to-1. It's not showing me the rest of the data on this, but we did get funded in this account. And you can kind of see it's the group item is there. And so we're just kind of waiting for it to, you know, figure it out. We're also in profit. And so we have a bunch of different accounts. My goal is to have 3 different funded accounts at one point. So that's my goal. Oh, it did pop up the month. It did pop up the month. All right. So again, you can kind of see on this combine this month, guys. Here's my graph. All right, of profit. Let me see if it'll show me the total. So yeah, I'm gonna go all the way back to this and just see if it'll give me the total graph here. It's taking a little while to load, but I could also show you the actual graph like on the Top Step page. So again, you can kind of see what we did where we built up a cushion a couple times. Our accuracy rate was 67% winning accuracy, 67%. We actually started this one July 4th, on the 4th of July. And yeah. Kind of see my graph here. Let's see if it loaded. Yeah, it's taking a little while to load. I think I started at July 4th. Oh, well. Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't get that to load. So I'm just going to do this month and see if it pulls up the graph again so you guys can see it. AMC started to dip back down a little bit. Tesla's still consolidating around lows. Yeah, I can't get it to load anymore, and that's all good. Can you short stocks like Nvidia and Top Step? Hey, what's up, Sim? No. So you can only short futures and on Top Step. What's up, Beast Bomb? Hope you're doing good, man. But yeah, you can only short futures on Top Step. And speaking of Tesla, Tesla's starting to dip down here. Tesla dropping down along with the NASDAQ. AMC dipping down as well. A lot of red this morning, guys. A lot of red. Yeah, Q just broke lows. Look at this drop. Again, I might start to buy this dip if I'm being honest. Like I might look to buy this dip. Let me see where we are account wise. Yeah, we're green in a lot of different accounts here. I got to figure out which one I want to trade. Big drops. Market's dipped a lot. Okay, so here's my graph. I finally pulled up. For whatever reason, it's taking a while to load. But yeah, this is my $3,000 in profit. And again, you'll see what we do here in these accounts, right? Is that we build up a cushion. And once we have a cushion of 800 to 1,000, then we take a much larger risk. You see, we took the risk first. We got the little slump. So we lost it. Built up another cushion, took a swing, but this time it stuck and we built up more. Once we had $2,000 in profit, we built up that cushion. We took another swing and it worked. And we ended up hitting the $3,000 target that we wanted. Got funded on this account yesterday. So yeah, now we are sitting tight. We'll see if we get some good movement here. Again, I was thinking about buying this dip and kind of missed it. All right, so we did buy the dip on the NASDAQ and we just sold and took a little bit of profit there. Huge pop. AMC starting to come right back down. All right. All right, so we made a little bit. There's a big dip, though. I mean, I think the broader trend is down, of course. Y'all can hear the music, right? Oh, man, y'all can't. So I've been sitting here quiet. Sorry, team. My bad, guys. All right, so we got a little pop. AMC starting to fall. You can use any, like a bunch of different platforms, Johnny Be Good. It's not just one specific platform. It's like a bunch of them. All right, so we got a little pop. Hey, what's up, Ride? So wait, is there a UFC fight this weekend? Oh, I think there is. Isn't it O'Malley versus Sterling? Please be O'Malley versus Sterling. It is. All right, so we got Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling. Wiley versus Amanda Lemos. Neil Magny versus Ian Gary. And Pedro Munoz versus Marlon Vera. Not the best card, in all honesty, man. We had Cody Garbrandt versus Mario Bautista, and that fight was canceled. Not the best card, though. I'm not super impressed with this card. I mean, the top three fights are great. And the Pedro Munoz versus Marlon Vera fight is great. Or they're not great, but like Neil Magny fight is all right. He's fighting Ian Gary, who's undefeated, though. That might be good. Chris Weidman's fighting in the prelim main event as his return fight versus Brad Tavares. Kurt Holloway is back. He's like a Louisiana dude. Hey, what's up with the NASDAQ 100? This is basically the NASDAQ 100 right here. You know, the Q is basically the NASDAQ. I guess the main question is, are you buying this dip, guys? That's the main question. I asked people today, does the market bounce back? 63% say no, it doesn't. 63% say no, it doesn't. We also had John Deere earnings as well. John Deere, Xpeng, mostly beat. All right. All right, John Deere. We also had XPEV which is Estee Lauder, VIPS, CINT, MSGE, Buckle. All right, so if you want to get a breakdown of the earnings today, John Deere beat on both metrics. Here's a full list of what he did. Also, give me a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. All right, so let's look at more stuff going on in the market today. So again, the average 30-year mortgage is over 7%. Somebody else is saying we have July unemployment today. Is that true? Today's the 18th. All right, Q bouncing back some here though, guys. So the Q's moving back up. No, I don't know what is. Maybe this is like yesterday's news. I don't know if the Wall Street Journal just got this wrong. The Labor Department reports July unemployment by state at 10 a.m. That doesn't sound right. Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about. Wednesday, we got services and manufacturing PMI and new home sales next week. Thursday, we got jobless claims. Friday, we got University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Tuesday, we got existing home sales. Friday, we also have Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, which is like a big release. The Q's still popping up, though, so that's nice. I was like number 65. Let's go. Hey, be like number 66, guys. Help me get over 100 likes if you haven't already. If you haven't hit that number, hit that like button and definitely appreciate it. Looking for a dippier dip. I think this is the top 3 dippiest dips in the dipping world right now. I cut losses twice in the last couple of days. Yeah, I mean, again, the market's on a red move here. It's important to zoom out though, because I see a lot of like sensationalism about this dip. Ideally, like this could be a cup and handle, and so if it's a cup and handle, what those typically look like is this, and so again, that's the question: is this a cup and handle? I think it could be. It can also keep dropping. Regardless of any of this, though, to understand, like, yes, we're in a pullback, but that's the pullback. So people acting like we're crashing, a crash would look like this, not this. You know what I mean? If you look at a daily chart, it's even more profound in terms of like what a crash is going to look like here. So a crash on this chart would look like this. And so we're not anywhere close to that. But, again, people tend to sensationalize the market. The other thing they're saying is like a recession. What a recession is 2 consecutive losing GDP quarters. And so, again, the markets are relevant to a recession, but market weakness over a 3-week period does not mean recession. And it's important for traders to understand that. If you look at what happened last August, again, we look at last August here. We put up a weekly chart, and we look at last August. Last August and September, we got this. All right, so again, here's August, and then here's September. And so last August and September, we got really big red action as well. That's kind of what happens. And then usually like the winter holidays kickstart bullish, economy as well. And so again, after those 2 big pullbacks, you see October, November, December, January looked like this. And then, of course, the rest of the year, we've had this huge run and this big move. And again, we'll see what happens. Still got time, but again, we'll see. A lot of markets are saying that bond yields or have people panicking. A lot of this, there's a couple of reasons this is going on. Again, I'll give you the top 3 news stories. I'll give you the top 4 because there's really 4 different things that are influencing the market this past week. Number 1, Fitch saying that they might downgrade major key players in banking like JP Morgan, right? So Fitch saying they're going to downgrade some of the biggest banks in the world potentially is causing, weakness, causing sentiment to be red and fear. That's number 1, right? And if they come out eventually saying they do decide to downgrade the banks, that could cause even more red action. The second one is Michael Burry betting 2 million put options and 2 million put options on the Q and the SPY, basically on each. So 2 million put options on both the Q and the SPY. Aside from the fact that, that might have some direct effect on markets just because of how large that position is, it's also scaring investors who typically watch Michael Burry heavily. That's number 2, right? Number 3, the Evergrande Bank filing for Chapter 15 bankruptcy. They've come out and said that they are not filing for Chapter 15 bankruptcy and that it's just some type of debt. They want to overhaul on their debt or whatever it is, which is bankruptcy. But again, that's not good. That's scaring a lot of different investors as well. Again, Evergrande is one of the largest real estate companies overseas in China, and so that's not good. That's worrisome for investors. And then the final thing is that SpaceX sold almost $400 million of its Bitcoin, $400 million worth of Bitcoin here, which has dragged Bitcoin specifically down. Bitcoin dropped from about 29K down to 26.5K. So $2,500 drop on Bitcoin over the last day. Once that news came out that SpaceX and Elon were selling Bitcoin. So yeah, that's what's going on in the markets, guys. Again, we'll see what happens, but that's it. Do you think this current admin would let the market crash so close to election season? I hope not. I'm long on some trades now. Again, I've taken this dip opportunity over the last few weeks to kind of add to some long positions. But again, these are longer term positions, so like I'll be okay, no matter what. Watching 430 on the SPY, 4,300 on the SPX 500, and see if we keep that macro trend up. This might be a healthy correction from the strong move up we had this year. Yeah, I think so as well. But again, who knows, man? Anything could happen. I wonder if they made money on that Bitcoin trade. Yeah, it was every August. August is actually not a losing month historically over the last like 60 or 70 years. August typically has a mild gain on average on the month of August. September is really the bad month. September, you have like about a 1% or a little bit more than that, maybe average loss in markets in September. And so it's something that's very consistent. It doesn't mean we're going to get it this year, but historically it's been pretty consistent. Yeah, eventually it would have to come down. Eventually it'll go up. Yeah, for sure. Arc turning into a waterfall. Yeah, I mean, they're down. 4-month and 6-month treasury bills, 5.49%. Wonder if these go higher. Honestly, that's not bad. There you go. That's how you do it. Good job, bro. You did it, man. All right, buddy.
Love you.
Love you, buddy.
Bye.
Have a good day, man.
Okay.
Must sell on Bitcoin not confirmed. Yeah, it's not confirmed technically, but I think a lot of people are speculating about it. AMC just went red on the day. So AMC actually going red on the day here, guys. September depends on Fed interest rate decision. Maybe, but again, the Fed decision is important. It's almost certain that they're going to pause or skip this next cycle. And so that's already pretty much, that's already very likely. In terms of like what they're going to do, it's just very likely that they're going to pause or skip during this cycle. Man, these scammers, man, do they pander to me and my ego. Listen to this email. Hello. Hope this email finds you. We work with brands and influencers on paid promotion. Since you are also a famous influencer, we would like to invite you to do paid promotion for your YouTube channel. I therefore request you to join my Telegram, guys. Get out of here, sir. Get out of here. If you're asking me to go to Telegram and you're not even telling me the company, no. That's a big red flag. If they don't tell you the company, they don't want you to know it. And, they're probably trying to rip you off. Be careful, guys. But, man, calling me famous. I wish I was famous, Definitely top 3 most famous ever. But no. We'll see if the market bounces back this week. This upcoming week. I mean, not today. Today's Friday. A lot of people are bullish today. And so, again, we'll see if we end up bouncing. I don't know. Yeah, John Deere BDPS beat sales. You can see Deere here on the right side. Down a lot, too, which is interesting because it did good. I don't know what the guidance numbers were. Maybe the guidance numbers are influencing this as well. Again, you can kind of see AMC start to dip. Here's the NASDAQ here on the left. Again, been bouncing up over the last couple minutes, but it's been a weak morning. Established titles. Yeah. What are T-bills? I've seen them before, but don't know about them. So T-bills, Cal, are treasury bills. They're bonds. The length of the bond, they're universally called bonds, But I believe, and I might be wrong here, I believe under a year is called a note. I think between 1 and 10 years, they are called a bill. And I think for over 10 years, they're called a bond. But I might be wrong there. I get those up a lot. What bonds are? You can universally call them bonds or bills or whatever you want to do. What they are is they're basically contracts with the government, but it's a guaranteed return. So of course the return is much smaller for treasury notes or bills or bonds or whatever you want to call them, but it's guaranteed. And so, like, while the S&P 500 will give you on average 6 to 12% a year, uh, they give you a much smaller return, but it's guaranteed return. And now there's some correlation with like that in markets, because like if the stock market is seen as sketchy, money flows over to bonds, and then the yields on those bonds, the more people that want to buy them, go down. And like there's some correlations there that you want to pay attention to. When you zoom out enough, typically though, bonds trend a lot with the overall market. And it's one of the things, like I said, like on a longer term perspective, bonds are usually like for instance, like mortgage and real estate guys typically want the market to fall, because that means that interest rates might drop with it. And that's good for their business. Okay, so it's bills, notes, and bonds. Yeah, I think I got notes and bills mixed up, but they're all the same thing. They're all they could be they're not solely with the government. Like there's other types of bonds, but the one most people are talking about are treasury bonds, which are again deals with the government. You let the government hold your money for anywhere between like 6 months to 30 years, and you'll earn a specific return based off of that. And if it's a longer term bond, like a 30-year bond, they'll pay you. It's either like every 6 months or every year, whatever they owe you yearly. And so it's a way to kind of diversify and get long-term payments if you want from your money. Yeah. Where do you buy them at? Well, most of them are bought online now. So just like stocks, they're bought online. You can buy them on exchanges. You can buy them on the on the treasury site. You can buy them a lot of different places now. All right, so the Q rejecting at 356. So the Q rejecting a little bit at 356. We'll see if it holds. Yes, the percentage of return is set, right? So like let me see. 10-year treasury yield right now. It's at 4.27%. So again, 4.27% is the yield. All right, guys. So again, we got a little spike in the Q at the 8 a.m. scrum, but not much. AMC still dipping down a little bit, and there's a couple stories in the market right now that are really influencing it. Do stock options and futures expire today? Well, it's the third Friday of the month. So it is the third Friday of the month. Yeah, y'all be sure to check out Beach Bum and his live streams and chats this weekend at 10. Check him out. Thanks, Beach. Have a good weekend, brother. I said this yesterday, panic is a stronger emotion. Well, yeah, I mean, that's something that I've been historically saying at least like once every couple weeks for years now. And again, what I typically say is that, and this is something that's, again, I've been trading for a long time. I've had this YouTube channel for a long time. The reality is, the reason I like shorting on a short-term basis is because panic is a stronger emotion than hope is, right? And so when you take trades, um, when you go up, it's kind of like the stairs. When you go down, it's kind of like the elevator, you know? And so panic is much stronger emotion than hope is. And so on a shorter term basis, I like to short, pun intended, I guess. I like to short on an intraday basis because it gives me better momentum for it, right? When you zoom out though on a longer term basis, I love going long, pun intended, I guess, uh, because again, it's just the edge is long term. Yeah, so we do have some options expiring. It's not triple witching today though. I would have heard about it if it was. There's triple witching or only happens 4 times a year, I believe, and that's not today. Yeah, and again, you can kind of see the queue here, guys. Again, ARC starting to bounce up a little bit. Again, ARC starting to bounce up a little bit. Yeah, the Evergrande crisis is again scaring investors too. Pulling back down some now. What's your opinion on Cathie Wood? I disagree with a lot of Cathie's short-term picks. I think she tends to buy up really hyped up stocks, but I think long-term she's going to be right about a lot of them. Now, others she's going to be wrong, but I think long-term she's going to be right about some of the stuff. So March 17th, June 16th, September 15th, December 15th, March 15th, June 21st, September 20th, December. Yeah. Yeah, the gold thing is a shock too, honestly. You know, gold's up a little bit right now, so it's not down. Like gold actually is up some, but not up a ton. You know, again, Tesla dipping pretty strong. Again, the question I have with regarding Tesla is regarding the Cybertruck, right? Like, I think that's the biggest thing to look for regarding Tesla is the Cybertruck. So, like, if they do announce the Cybertruck production and selling of the Cybertruck this year, that should, of course, make Tesla run, no? And so, again, I think that'll probably happen this year. And if it does, Tesla should pop up, I would assume. Maybe not. I don't know. Bro, this guy Brian Johnson is freaking crazy. All right, AMC under $4 again, guys. We're still green on the trade, but under $4 for AMC here. AMC starting to turn. Anyone shorting or have puts on Nvidia for earnings? I have a feeling the market hinges on its earnings outcome. Yeah, I mean, I'm not shorting Nvidia. I'm holding a little bit of SOXS, which is inverse microchip ETF. SOXS. We're nicely green on that one, although it's not a huge position. It's just kind of a hedge, to be honest, against the rest of the market. When the rest of the market is weak, that should hedge us a little bit. Yeah, again, we'll see what the market does here, guys. I don't know what the market's going to give us today. Again, I will say the market is definitely red on the day for sure. Definitely red. I'm going to enjoy this weekend, though, guys. What are you guys doing this weekend? Q is consolidating back down here. I think we have a nice little trend that we can watch at this point as well. Again, if we look at the trend here on the Q, it's a shorter term trend because it's a tighter range. But again, you can see the trend right here if we draw it out. I think this is a nice trend to watch. I think that's a really obvious trend here again. So again, we'll see if we hold that trend or not. Now, of course, this is after a pretty big downward trend that we had all morning. And we are at the bottom of this trend line. And so, again, we'll see if we hold. Again, following trends is the best move, in my opinion. A lot of traders try to trade reversals and all this different stuff. I like just finding trends and attacking those specific trends. This weekend I cry about PayPal. Yeah. Drinking my losses away. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of Forex stuff. And exporter level, SPY 431.20-ish. Y'all have any other levels? I have no idea, man. Again, we're watching. I'm watching this bottom level right here. But again, it's a shorter term trend line, and we could easily just dump under it if that's, anything could ultimately happen there. We could easily just pop underneath it. We'll see what Nvidia does today. Nvidia will be an interesting story too, with the current state of the market right now. Ford lost money on their EV pickup truck, a disaster. Did they really? Where are they at right now? They're down to 1170s. Yeah, I mean, again, it's all diversified. Like PayPal, we'll see. I'm holding a piece of it, but again, this is a long-term portfolio. We did get funded yesterday, guys. So if you're just not tuning in, we did get funded yesterday. You love to see it. Market looks like it broke that trend and it looks weak again, but who knows what's going to happen. We're going to short a little piece of this right here because we can. Because this looks weak. Yeah, there we go. Got a little breakdown, up about 50 bucks. We already got a cushion on the day. There we go. We're just going to go and lock that in just to build up a cushion in this account as well. So again, here's the profit on this account so far. But yeah, we did get funded yesterday. Love you. Love you. Have a good day at school. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah. My daughter's got softball stuff today. My daughter's good at softball, man. I hate sports politics, though. Like, she's probably the best person on her team in middle school. She's in high school now. And so she'll have to compete with the high schoolers. I told her as a freshman she might not get to play much. But again, my bet is she's still probably going to be better than I would say at least half of those other kids in high school. She's good at softball, man. Hopefully their high school team is better than their middle school team was. Their middle school team wasn't good, and she was the best person on their team. Like she was getting hits. Again, they had a bad catcher, you know. So like the catcher on my daughter's team couldn't catch, man. It was incredibly frustrating. And then she would also walk around like she was just so good. You know, she would walk around like she was just so great. But it's like even when their pitcher would strike somebody out, the catcher would drop the ball and then make a bad throw to first, and then they would get on base anyway. And so she would get frustrated, but I tried teaching her to pitch, and she tried pitching once, and she still did better than the pitchers that they had, but she's getting there, man. She wants to go to college for it. We'll see. You know, she's pretty good. All right, so again, we did break that trend, guys. We did break that trend, and then look at the big breakdown we got from it. And so this is what we ultimately shorted into. I rarely feel good when I'm up, but I always feel bad when I'm down. Anyone else relate? Well, yeah, I mean, there's a very famous poker quote. It comes from the movie Rounders. Sorry, I switched my headphones. But yeah, it comes from the movie Rounders. And the quote goes something like, the quote in Rounders goes something like, I'm trying to think of the quote. It goes something like, we rarely remember our wins, but we can remember in excruciating details the bad beats that we've had over our career. You know, so like bad beats is like big losses, like where you have the better hand and you still lose. It's called a bad beat. Or you have a really good hand but still lose. And so in poker, it's very similar. There's a lot of parallels with poker and trading, but it's the same thing in trading, where it's like your wins don't feel as good as they can and your losses feel horrible. It's one of the most emotionally taxing things that you can do, including poker, you know. All right, guys, and again, we're pushing to get funded in another account today. We'll see if we do. I prefer to remember my good plays. Yeah, I mean, I feel you, man. I do too, of course. Sometimes it's not that easy, though. All right, Q just tapped lows again, breaking down. Honestly, I'm shorting right now. I'm shorting. 2 contracts. We're already up about 130 on the day, and so even if this doesn't go in our favor, we'll be all right. But I do need to cut this if it doesn't. All right, so we're green. Again, we're shorting the NASDAQ. I want to give it time, but I will cut this fast too. Luckily, again, we already have a cushion on the day. All right, we're flat again. Here's a breakdown. I'm going to take half off just to lock it in. Now we're up about 60. I can probably get a little bit more loose with this as well. So we locked in a little piece. You guys want to see the trade? Here it is. Up about 40, 50, 65, 70. All right, so we just locked in a little bit more there. Another little scalp. We got a nice little cushion built on the day. Here's the P&L right now. We got about a 3-to-1 win-loss ratio today. Up about 225. So not too shabby. We will take that up about 225 on the day currently. Sometimes the sell too early is a little bit more rough than a down day. Who's your favorite poker player? Phil Ivey. I like Phil Ivey a lot. There's a lot of poker players I like. All right, so we're breaking down lows. Maybe I could have held that short a little bit longer, but we still made our money with it. Our drawdown on the day is $5. But again, we got a cushion on the day now. We'll see if we get some better stuff. All right, just NASDAQ just cracked lows again here, guys. Market's looking weak and looking red. All right, so market broke down again, hit that low, and now it's starting to bounce up again. I might short a little bit more too here, though. All right, we got one contract in the NASDAQ here. Nice little flush. We're going to go ahead and cover that and just take the little piece. All right, we're up about 270 on the day now. 260. All right, so again, the market is breaking down. AMC popping back up to around $4, but the rest of the market's looking pretty weak here today, guys. Pretty weak. Tesla tapping lows. Definitely a bloody market here. All right, so we got a little pop up here. Again, part of me wants to short, but I've already shorted on this type of trend and made some money. Again, and maybe this is just switching trends. Like if you look at the downward movement here, maybe this is just a new trend like this. Very possible it is. Again, we made a lot of, good cushion already on the day. Did you guys know the last day of this year will be 1 2 3 1 2 3? What's the reason for this drop? Well, there's a couple different reasons. There's about 4 different reasons, five, depending on which catalyst you think is the most important. So there's three main ones, though. Okay, so the first one is that the rating agency Fitch is saying that they might downgrade some of the largest banks in the world, specifically J.P. Morgan and a couple other ones. They're going to downgrade them potentially, and they haven't yet, but they said that they might. And again, that could be another catalyst later on down the road that you want to pay attention to. But again, what they basically said was this. They said that they were going to potentially downgrade some of these banks. I believe it was 12 different banks. Currently they're at AA minus, and they're thinking about downgrading them to A plus from AA minus. If they do announce that, that could drop banks, but that's definitely weighing in on sentiment over the last week or two. The other news is that Michael Burry entered a huge short position. 200 put options on the SPY, 200 put options on the Q, very large short position. Just that sentiment around that trade is dropping the sentiment of the market. Fear, basically, is that another thing. The third thing that is important to watch today, and this has to do with yields, is that China's real estate company Evergrande filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy in a Manhattan court. And so they are basically trying to get out of their debt, filing for Chapter 15 bankruptcy. And that's a very bad sign for real estate and all that stuff. And so those three things. And then there's another thing here with specifically Bitcoin dropping on SpaceX selling about almost $400 million worth of their Bitcoin. So yeah, that's basically what's going down. And again, that's why the market is dropping. Coinbase said we regularly monitor the assets on our exchange to ensure they are meeting our listing standards. Based on our most recent reviews, Coinbase will suspend trading in Canada for RAI, Reflex, DAI, Tether. Tether on August 31st, 23. Canada. Tether's the biggest one there. The other ones are pretty obscure. These corrections are needed in a technical uptrend. Yeah, the market's flown up here. That's the thing to understand, is that the market's still up big. Like, everybody doom and glooming it. Like, look, this pullback, while it's not good, it's definitely not the end of the world. Like, this pullback is kind of necessary, and I've been saying this for a long time. But that, like, the market needs to dip sometimes. It's not always going to go straight up. People acting like the market needs to do this, and if it makes a pullback like this, it's the end of the world. Or, again, they don't understand the market. Market needs dips. You don't want it to just go straight up. It's never going to hold if it does. You know. All right, guys. Hmm. All right, so we got a little dip. AMC back over $4 here. Apple's still trying to bounce up a little bit also. What do you think about HE? More downside? I don't know about that one. Let me see. I don't know about that company, Hawaiian Electric Industries. How are they doing with the stuff going on in the fires overseas? Uh, how are they doing with all that stuff? I'm sure they're getting affected by it as a company. And again, guys, so we got funded yesterday. We're going to try to get funded on our second account today. And we've already built up a pretty decent little cushion there, too. Honestly, I'm ready for the weekend, though. I'm going to enjoy the weekend. And then next week's going to be a fun week, too. Uh, mm. All right, guys. So again, let me know what you guys think here. Mm. Oh, I'm so confused. It says the cat will be hit by a bus. What does the AI say about the end of the world? I don't know. I have to go check that out. Yeah, there was a similar problem. Like there was a company called PPG. What was the name of the company? It was like PPG or something like that. Um, all right, so we did get a little dip down in the NASDAQ again. Right, so we got a little drop in the queue back down. We are in a little bit of a sideways range, though. The market still has over 30 minutes until the opening bell. And so we still got some time. All right, so a little pop back up. Part of me is tempted to short again. I think I'm going to try to short a little piece of this right now. Again, we are shorting the NASDAQ here. I don't mind this little bop up. And all right, so we're up a little bit. Again, we already got a cushion of about 260 or so on the day. And I want to give this time to work. All right, so we're up a little bit, up about 25 bucks, $35 now, and we're moving back to the bottom of the range. Just made another $50. We're up about 305 on the day. You can see here, up about $305 with the win-loss ratio today of about 5-1. Even though we've had this big red action, I have been making good income from futures trading. All right, so we did pop right back up, and again, part of me stepped to short it right back again. I don't know. I don't know yet. Again, we are popping right back up. Part of me wants to short it right back again. I think I'm gonna wait. All right, so we're rejecting down a little bit now too. Bop it up to the top of the range. I think I'm going to short this again real quick. This might be the one trade where we lose. I got to keep my wrist short, though, on the losing trades as well. I don't want to get too stubborn with it. I'm going to go ahead and cut that here. So that's our first loss of the day. We're up 280 on the day. We lost 20 bucks. All right, so we got a little pop up. Again, maybe we'll short more if we get some extension heading into it. Yeah, go Saints, guys. Go Saints. Yeah, I mean, with Derek. Yeah, Saints are doing okay. But again, it's still a preseason, so it doesn't really mean anything. Jackson Hole's not today. Jackson Hole's next Friday. Yeah, so Elon Musk liquidating 373 million. See, this short would have worked too, man. Like, look, I was interested in this short. It would have worked as well because again, right? Really, we're sideways, and so when we're sideways like this, I usually don't mind as long as we're in a longer term downward trend, shorting the top of this range. That typically works really well. Palantir, where are you buying? So Palantir, where's that one at currently? Yeah, so Howard Top Shot, bro. So I have NBA Top Shots, but it's been so long since I've actually used them, man. I've got a couple year old ones, and they've depreciated almost all of them have depreciated in value. Let's go take a look at them. Part of me wants to short this. Let's see what we got. Anything? I still have mine. The best one I had, I've got Seth Curry. How much are these worth? Where's my price? Why is trading currently closed? Wait, so did they just remove the way you sell these? Like, is it not letting me sell these on Top Shot? I'm looking at this now. All right, guys, we got 45 minutes until the market opens. I had some good ones too. I had Carmelo and Trey Mann as well. Yeah, it's not worth much. Most of these have depreciated. I don't know, man. Honestly, as much as I want O'Malley to beat Aljamain, because Aljamain is the worst champ we've had in a long time in the UFC. The reason he's one of the worst champs is because, frankly, he won the belt by pretending to be hurt. And I think everybody knew he was pretending to be hurt. He's the only champion in the history of the UFC to win a belt by disqualification. You know, where a large majority of other fighters get up and they finish the fight and they keep playing. He knew he was losing that fight. And so he took the easy way out and quit and won the belt. And then after he won the belt, he walked around with the belt on his shoulder, bragging about winning the belt by disqualification. And so I think everybody around the world hopes that Sterling loses, and they hope that O'Malley beats him. But I think it's unlikely. I think Sterling's good, despite how many people hate him. I think Sterling's good, and I think that O'Malley has a very slim chance at actually beating him. And so I might put some money on Sterling because I think what's the line like? What the line on that is right now? All right, market's flat. Nasdaq's flat. You can see the Q here on the left. It's pretty flat too. Okay, so yeah, Sterling's a minus 250 favorite. I still think it's a pretty high likelihood that he wins. Rivian coming in strong. Again, Rivian at 20.3s, 20.3s. Rivian's falling right now. Yeah, it's a bad matchup for Sean. I just don't think Sean's gonna have any chance of winning that. I mean, he's got a KO chance, but that's it. It was longer than that pawn, so they were hot like a year and a half ago, and these were worth like hundreds of dollars a year and a half ago. Once the NFT market crashed, they're just not really worth that much anymore. You know, they're all worth like $4 or $5 now. And to me, like I could sell them for maybe like $100 or $200, but I'd rather just sit on them if they do appreciate by random chance. Then that'd be great, but unlikely. AMC's still popping up though, guys. So AMC over 405s right now. AMC over 405. Where's Disney at? Yeah, Disney's pretty cheap. O'Malley a striker, yeah. I like O'Malley, bro. He's one of the funnest fighters to watch, but he's not going to beat Sterling, man. As much as you might want him to, he's not going to. Again, if you know about MMA, number one, there's anything that could potentially happen. Number two is that that Sterling is an incredibly highly skilled, let me rephrase that. Sterling is incredibly skilled at wrestling. Right, so Sterling is a beast at wrestling. As much as people hate him, and I dislike Sterling as well. I think everybody does. He's kind of playing that role of the heel. AMC starting to pop back up to 410s, guys. 410s for AMC. And as much as I dislike Sterling, he's still a beast at wrestling, man. And so while O'Malley's good, O'Malley's never fought a real wrestler like that. And O'Malley's weakness is takedowns, And so, yeah, I think O'Malley's going to lose. And I think, remember me saying that. I'm telling you now, O'Malley's going to lose that fight. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Really cheap back and a nice spot to bounce. Yeah, Disney's okay. Rivian. Yeah, Rivian is just an up-and-coming EV brand that I think is going to be have its own struggles. All right, so we got a little pop. Look at AMC rise, guys. AMC at 411s. The Nasdaq still consolidating around these lows here, team. So the Nasdaq still kind of sitting at these lows. All right, there's the Q bouncing back up a little bit. I kind of want to short, but we've had such weakness and such easy shorting activity. But I'll go ahead and try it. All right, we got one contract at the Nasdaq short. Up about 35, 55. We'll go ahead and cut that. We just made about $60 quick. We are now up about 340 on the day, about 340 in profit here on this account on the day. I will take it. Again, we got that nice little rejection short, exactly what we wanted to see in there. So, yeah. Yeah, we're just sitting tight here, guys. Let me know if you guys have any other good action that we see today. All right, we got a little pop right back up here. So again, we could short it right back into it. Let me see. All right, so we got another short that we're taking here. I don't like this pump. We're going to give it 1 second here. Yeah, we're going to cut it. So yeah, we just lost basically what we made before. We're still up about 280. I'll probably sit tight and wait now and see if we get any better action now playing forward. We got a nice little cushion on the day. But we got to wait and see if we can turn it into anything at the open. Google looks like it could be ready again. Yeah, I mean, the whole market's down pretty weak, honestly. Again, SPY finally starting to bounce back up a little bit. See if it gives us anything nice. ADNX Nano float. Yeah, Deere reported earnings too. John Deere. AMC back up to 410s, 411s, still nicely green on the day too. All right, guys, we're in another scalp here where we're up about $70 on the NASDAQ, $80. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Add it into it and scalped it now that we have a cushion. Again, here's our P&L on the day. We are up about 470 or 465 specifically. So doing all right there. Yeah, there's a lot of volatility in crypto right now based off of that SpaceX trade where they sold 400 million of Bitcoin or close to it. Why is PayPal crashing so fast? Well, the rest of the market is dropping. It's not just PayPal, it's everything, to be honest. So it's not just PayPal, it's a lot of stuff. No, I don't use the trade copier. I just trade myself. And again, if you want to check out TopStep is a funded program for futures. And so it really is the easiest way to learn how to day trade without taking on too much risk, in my opinion. It's subjective, but I think it's really useful because what it allows you to do is limit your risk when you're first getting started. And most day traders lose money. And so a large majority of day traders are going to lose money. It doesn't matter if they go with TopStep. It doesn't matter if they put up the money yourself. Most day traders are going to lose, and it's a lot cheaper to lose on TopStep. So what TopStep does is a funded program for futures. They give you a demo and they test your skill, and if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules, they fund you between 50K up to 150K with a 90% split, and they're the most legit funded program in the world in futures. They pay out millions every year and actually fund thousands of traders a year. And it really is like the best of both worlds, in my opinion. Of course, I'm sponsored by them, so I'm biased because they pay me money, but what they do, like the base package right now is $49, right? For that $49 amount, they're going to give you a 50K demo. And there's also free funding, coaches, and a lot of great resources to like learn how to trade futures. And so you kind of learn how to trade futures when you do it. But with that, they're going to give you a 50K demo. If you can make $3,000 on that 50K demo without losing 2K, so it's a 2 to 3 ratio while following the rest of their rules and conditions, then they fund you the same amount. You can either do express funded account or a live funded account. With a 90% split. And you also get to keep your first 10K in profit. And so it really builds the situation where it teaches you how to trade. Like, even if you lose, you're going to learn how to trade a little bit better, in my opinion. Maybe not, but I typically learn how to trade better when I'm using them. And again, if you lose, you're only out $49. And so it's not the end of the world. It's a much smaller loss than it would be if you put the money up yourself. But if you can pass it, again, you still get a 90% split. You still get to keep your first 10K in profit. And in that regard, again, it's incredibly useful for new traders. And so if you want to check them out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Yeah, Nvidia earnings and Jackson Hole next week are going to be wild influences over markets, like wild influences over markets. Very important releases here. Very important, uh, stuff dropping. So there's no maximum time frame, so you can do it as much as you want, or you can sit on it as long as you want. Well, you got to make 3K without losing 2K. Is what it is. So it's not bad. And again, if I haven't, you can check out the link there if you want to check it out. All right, and bear with me, team. All right, so again, the Q bounced it up a little bit. All right. So yeah, we're looking at some of this stuff. Um, Let me unmute the music here. There we go. Yeah, I think I did, David. I'm not 100% sure though. All right, guys. Yeah, so when did Michael Burry enter the short position? All right, market's bouncing back a little bit now, though. Again, let's see if it holds. Yeah, Michael Burry, man. And also the banking stuff going on. So again, like I said, there's a lot of different things causing market fear. Burry's huge put option positions. Burry had those huge put option positions. Again, when did he enter those positions is the question. A lot of people are reporting on it like he just entered it, but the date of record is June 30th. And so we don't actually know when he got in those positions either. But all right, so we're back up to 355.60s, 355.60s. So the Q is moving back up a little bit. Is the rest of the market following suit? I know PayPal is bouncing back up some. Tesla is up a little bit. It's not that up. I mean, it's around 214s, 215s. Tesla over the VWAP, though, that's typically a good sign. Yeah, who will win the Women's Cup? I have no idea. I don't watch soccer. Again, look at the rebound, though, of the Q. The question is, do we rejected the volume-weighted average price? And so the question is, do we rejected this VWAP level is the real question. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's the main question here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Pawn. So yeah, man, if you're listening, bro, my son did the same thing, bro. My wife bought like this big bag of animal crackers. It was like these healthy organic animal crackers, but they still had a bunch of sugar in it. My son, one day when we weren't looking, ate the entire bag of cookies, which was like 100 grams of sugar. And my wife and I were like, Jack, you didn't eat this whole bag, huh? And he was just kind of like, huh? And we were like, bro, that's 100 grams of sugar, dude. Don't ever do that again. And he got kind of nervous, but we told him, like, you're fine, but like, don't do that, you know? But yeah, kids, man. Kids are funny, dude. Yeah, I'm not a big soccer guy. I don't really like soccer. It's too boring. Yeah, so there's the dip back in the NASDAQ. Again, we pulled close to the VWAP level, and now we're dipping back down again. And that's the question is, do we hold this level? I really don't know. Again, we got a rejection back off of the 356 level in the queue. AMC's still pushing up a little bit. AMC had 407s. It went as high as 412s, 411s. And this is after a pretty volatile week for AMC and the other stocks. We definitely 100% going lower, but going afterwards. You guys know me. I don't really like definitive statements. Y'all vote on the poll. There we go. We had the many votes. Now we don't. Yeah. Again, we're at 214.50s, 214.50s here on Tesla. So Tesla's trying to bounce back a little bit here. Again, we'll see if it does, but it's trying to bounce back some. Yeah, Burry basically coming out. Sorry, let me yeah, Burry coming out. All right, so Q bounced back up to 356 basically here, 356. Again, we got a nice little cushion on the day of just under $500 in profit on this next account. We got funded in one account yesterday. We're waiting to potentially get funded on this one again. We're up about 465 in this account today, 465. So gonna make run number 2. That's 2 accounts funded. We're going for 3. Nasdaq's about to hit a spot that used to be resistance, so it'll be interesting to see if it is now support. Yeah, for sure. What I like about this day so far is, again, you can see my drawdown today, which means the most I was ever potentially down was $70. So we made about 500, only being potentially down about 70 with a win-loss ratio of about 3.33 to 1. So all right, guys. And again, are you guys watching the fights this weekend? Let me know. Yeah, and they were ripping up the 336s, 336s. Hold on, guys. My wife's calling me. All right, guys, I'll be right back, team. Be right back. Again, the Q was up to 366 right now, 366 or so, 356, I mean, right under the VWAP again. And again, we can kind of see this little dip potential level. The market's been breaking down a heavy. So I'll be right back, guys. Give me 5 seconds. All right, we are back. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Hey, happy Friday, guys. Do you think the fights are rigged? No, not the UFC fights. They're just not. I mean, they don't, like, they're obviously not. People who say they are don't understand the fight game. I'm not saying there's never been a fight where somebody took a dive in order to bet against themselves and win money. I'm not saying that that's never happened. But I would say, like, consistently, no, they're not rigged. You know, of course, I'm sure some people have taken some dives and fighting. But yeah. I would say, aside from, like, random dives that people take, I would say no, it's not rigged. All right, so Tesla just popped back over the VWAP, the volume weighted average price level. So Tesla over the VWAP now. And again, we'll see if we actually hold. But Tesla now, again, Tesla now is over the volume weighted average price. If we look at Tesla, here's the Q. There's AMC on the right. Here's Tesla on the here's AMC on the right. Now here's Tesla. Again, Tesla over the volume weighted average price. We can put the VWAP study up here in the previous closing price. But there's the VWAP. So Tesla now over that previous closing price level. And again, we'll see if we actually hold. Trying to move up. It's just a trend indicator. So the volume weighted average price is a trend indicator. It's a level at which stocks change trends. And so if we're in a downward trend, usually we're below the VWAP. And once we break back over the VWAP, it's signifying a trend change, potentially a trend change. You never know for sure, but that's usually what it's signifying, is a potential trend change there. Yeah, Aljo's going to win for sure, Tiny. I remember me saying that. Yes, Aljo's going to win. I think he's going to win by TKO as well. I don't know about TKO. I think it's probably. I think either Sean O'Malley's going to get hurt and it's going to be a TKO by injury, or he could also get him in like mount and do some stuff there, or it could just go to a decision. I hope O'Malley knocks him out, but I just think it's such a low probability there that O'Malley does, that I'm just again, Sterling's almost certainly going to win. The wrestling is just too good, and O'Malley's never actually fought somebody with Sterling's pedigree in wrestling either, and so his wrestling is really good, and it's just going to be really hard to compete for O'Malley. Again, we're up to almost 215s on Tesla, up to almost 215s. Aljo by sub, maybe. Yeah, that's possible too, I guess. All right, so Tesla up to 215s. We'll see if it actually holds. Yeah, for sure, John. I think it's an easy. Again, remember me saying this. I think it's an obvious thing. So yeah, I just think it's an obvious thing, man. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I'll have fun watching it. How do you find the chart graph of trading on Quant Tower? You click Quant Tower, and then you go to the top left. There should be like a toolbar at the top. You go to the top left, you click the Quant Tower logo. It should bring up analytics. You click on chart, and then you scroll up, and this should pop up. You put in the E-mini or the NASDAQ symbol, and that's it. Again, we're going to get ready to trade some futures today. Dow's still in an upward trend too. I think we could be in an upward trend, but who knows, man? We could also reject here. Look at Tesla up to over 215s though, so we're starting to get some comebacks in the market. That'll be an interesting day. Again, we got funded yesterday. We're trying to get funded on account number 2 today. All right, look at Tesla rise here on the right side, though. Tesla's moving up. Let's see if we hold. But Tesla's starting to move up a little bit. See if I can put it there. I'm trying to figure out a way to put this toolbar. There we go. That was probably the best one. Also, guys, another one of my sponsors is a company called Chart Prime, which is a trading view indicator service. Again, you can use this in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. I have it where it gives me custom alerts too, which is just again incredibly useful. There's a couple of different ways you can use this. Number one, they do have their trend break indicator, which you can kind of see here. Can be really powerful and like really useful, where they show you this trend and you can kind of see when the trend breaks here, and you can kind of see the nice little breakdown from it. So again, look at the trend that they give you, and then look at the break of that trend. And look at how accurate that is. So really nice. Again, there's a couple ways you can do it. If you want a longer term chart, you can use the regular market Oracle. And this is a custom trading view script and indicator service. It's $40 a month, so it's very cheap. But again, the edge that it gives you, in my opinion, is nice. But again, they are a sponsor of mine. But check this out. Look, reversal up signal, nice bounce. Reversal down signal, and a bearish engulfing candle. Again, a reversal signal and an engulfing candle within a couple minutes of each other is usually a really nice sign. Look at the nice little drops. This is like 5, 10, 15, 20. It's about 40 minutes of drops after you got that signal. And so again, really useful there. Also, look at the bullish engulfing candle here, literally called the very bottom, and then you get the nice move up. And again, this is a 5-minute chart, right? But you can use it on any time frame you want. Look at it called the exact top. Again, the same thing I just said, right? Where you get an engulfing signal in a reversal down signal within a couple candles of each other. Look at the huge drops you get afterwards. Really nice. Reversal up, bounce. Same thing here. Reverse engulfing candle in a reversal signal, drops. And so again, I can't fake that. And it's $40 a month. This is just a small piece. You can also look, same thing here. Look at this. Calls the exact bottom. This is my favorite indicator by far. Again, look. Reversal up signal and a bullish engulfing candle literally at the same time. Upward movement for hours afterwards. So very useful. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can. But again, you can use this in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. Look at this one, literally called the bottom. And that's just a small piece. You can also do the Market Oracle Pro, which is mostly meant for a 1-minute time frame. So this is like short-term scalping signal. Again, very useful as well, though. So like, check it out. Look, let me get this out of the way. So it'll give you like these custom buy signals or sell signals. This one was wrong. But look at these two. Sell signal here, drop. Sell signal here, drop. Buy signal here, bounce. Buy signal here, bounce. Sell signal here, drop. Buy signal, bounce. Shorter term, if you like scalping. And again, you can see how accurate they are. Look, sell signal here, nice drops. And so again, it shows you chart patterns. It shows you oscillators. It shows you correlations. What I showed you just now is just a small little piece, again, of what they do and what they show you. It's a really nice, really interesting. If you want to check them out, again, you get 40% off if you use my link, 40% off. It's called Chart Prime. There's the link right there. Again, great way to help support the channel. And yeah, we're gonna use them a bunch today, like we always do. But yeah. Still in this little trend here. You can see the trend that we drew on Quant Tower. Trying to see what the trend line looks like here. So here's a 4% if we have a trend there. That's what I'm seeing right now. So very, very choppy neutral trend. The Dow, if we look at like the Dow though, the Dow has a little bit better longer term trend. Like, look, here's the Dow right here. And so I can see a trend on the Dow that looks like this currently. The Dow's trend, I think, the Dow is trending much nicer than, like, say, the NASDAQ currently, in my opinion. Like, look, here's the Dow trend. Maybe we'll trade the Dow. Again, I'm not saying it's going to hold this trend. I don't know, but I think this trend on the Dow looks a little bit better. All right, so we are following this trend. All right, so we're down. Eight minutes, guys, 8 minutes. We might keep the day short and sweet. Again, we got a nice little cushion trading so far today. The Dow trend did confirm, though, guys. So, again, I'm going to put the Dow up for a second here. Again, the Dow trend did confirm. Look at this Dow trend right here. What? Yeah, so you can see the Dow trend. Again, I like the Dow trend a little bit more. Here's the YM trend. I think this one's a little bit clearer. Tesla over the VWAP now, popped over 215s for a little bit. Yeah, the correction was overdue. Again, I've been saying the market needed a pullback for a while now, and it was probably time for it. You know, market was just down or up so much, it needed a little dip, I think. You know how sensationalized people make the market, though. So, like, that happens, and now everybody screams crash or recession, and I just don't think we're there yet. Maybe, but... All right, so Apple is going to pay $500 million to customers in a class action suit after being caught intentionally slowing down older iPhones in order to boost sales. How do I get on in that lawsuit? I don't know. I got a Samsung. I got one of these fold phones. So yeah, like I got one of these fold phones. Bro, I'm gonna have to create another one of these things. But yeah, I got one of these fold phones. There's the Dow potential trend breaking here. Up 163% on my 50K NASDAQ shorts. Hey, nice, Toby. That's a good trade. Yeah, we'll see if we bounce today or not. Again, there's the Dow breaking the trend. Maybe we could thin the trend out a little bit, but again, we'll probably put up the NASDAQ chart again. NASDAQ's still consolidating sideways here. Yeah, I got this new Z Fold phone, man. It's really nice, dude. Like, look, this little mini iPad phone that you can, it's a regular phone. I can use it and then I can open it up. My old one finally broke. I had it for like 3 years and it held strong that whole 3 year period. It finally broke like a month or two ago. And so luckily I had insurance. They sent me a new one, but I love that phone, man. And so I'm glad to have a new one back. All right, so we're breaking down on Tesla here, breaking down on Tesla, breaking down on the NASDAQ. This is dragging everything else down. So NASDAQ breaking down, Tesla breaking down, market looking weak. AMC still moving up, though. AMC about 410. So I guess it's a time to buy the Bitcoin dip. There's the NASDAQ just cracked lows of the day. Right before the opening bell, lows of the day just cracked on the NASDAQ, guys. So NASDAQ just broke lows. Nvidia is Wednesday. All right, guys, the Q just broke lows. Will we hit a bottom today? Market bleeding. I'm trying to see when the next earnings are going to be. When's GameStop earnings? September 6th. Okay, so GameStop earnings are not too far away. We'll cover those, of course. What was there in the afternoon? Yeah, GameStop earnings. They're expecting 15-cent loss per share. Tesla earnings are in October. So is Netflix. All right, big breakdown on the NAS here. We might short this little pop. All right, we shorted the little pop. One contract. Up a little bit here. We were green for a split second, and now we're green again. There we go. Flush. Beautiful breakdown. I just made a $100 bill on this. Shorting. And you'll see a very common pattern. Like, I think new rookie traders get stuck trading high of the days, and it's low edge. What I usually like to do for scalps is I look for a big break of something. Like we drew this trend on the NASDAQ, and you see when we broke the trend, we formed a low, and then I shorted into the small pop, and I covered very quickly on the rejection. Because like what happens is when you break down, a small bounce usually happens, and then we test the bottom, and then we might come back, or we can break down, bounce, come back down and keep going, right? But regardless, you get the bounce in either one of those outcomes most of the time, and you get the test at the bottom of the range in both of those outcomes, regardless of what it does afterwards. And you can kind of see now we're popping back. And so one of my favorite scalping positions is, again, looking for that breakdown and then kind of shorting the little pop into it and covering it really quickly. Works really well. But yeah, there's the opening bell here. So the market started to bounce back a little bit. NASDAQ moving back up. Tesla back up some too. Trying to fight back here. Again, Tesla up to 215s, 215.50s. All right, big rejection here at the top of it. Choppy day, though, guys. Y'all just be careful. This looks long, but again, who knows? Yeah, and there's a big retracement on the upside. A lot of stuff starting to actually bounce back a little bit. Is AMC starting to run? AMC is running. AMC at 415s, 416s. Look at Tesla fly. Wow, Tesla ripping up. Up to 216s, guys. 216s on Tesla. Gold's starting to move back up too. Yeah. You got Tesla going back up to 216s. Yeah, I told you guys it looked long and exactly what we got happened. So you start to get kind of a flow state of the market where you guys heard me just now. I said, hey, it looks long. And then we get these big increases. You do get it's hard to explain. But you start to understand like extension and movement, and when you can look at other stocks as well, like I could look at Tesla, see that rise, see strength there, and that can fairly easily predict like, okay, well, the S&P is going to go up, the Nasdaq's probably going to move up with it to a certain extent. AMC falling back down to the volume weighted average price. Tesla up to 217. Schwab? Where's Schwab at? All right, so far since the opening bell, though, guys, we haven't had one red candle here. So, again, I'm going to tread lightly for my positions. Nasdaq flying, man. Look at that. Wow. So Nasdaq is basically broken all the way back up over all these different levels. Tesla finally starting to pull back some. So if we're going to watch the Nasdaq slow down, watch for it happening now potentially. All right, with a big dip. And again, we told you guys if we're going to see the Nasdaq start to slow down and pull back, watch it for now. And that's exactly what we got here. So again, you start to get into kind of a flow state of it. Maybe it holds. Tesla just broke highs though, so we might retrace back up a little bit on the Nasdaq here. Maybe not. That is a big pullback, but Tesla testing highs right now. We'll see how much that drags everything else back up with it. Yeah, maybe not. Wrong about that one. I thought we might bounce back up a little bit, but Tesla rejecting and the Nasdaq falling quick here. Wow. AMC starting to dump too. All right, guys. So again, Tesla finally dipping back down. This is very weak because we've put in a big move up and then we've retraced it back in 2 candles. So AMC starting to fall back down under 4s. It depends on whether Tesla bounces at the volume weighted average price right here. But that'll influence what direction we take. We've let 5 minutes pass since the open, and so now we can start to potentially enter positions with less volatility, although the volatility is still pretty freaking high right now. Let's see if Tesla bounces at the VWAP. AMC breaking under the previous closing price also here. All right, big retracement back up, man. Yeah, very volatile open, guys. Y'all be careful. I don't know what to do here. Yeah, so the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is all the way at 7.4%. Tesla testing highs at 217 again. So again, the market rangy is the best way to describe the market today. This is a big range movement here, team. Tesla starting to test the highs again, though. And again, we haven't really traded since the opening bell because it's been a little difficult too. But look at Tesla bounce. So remember, we said we're going to watch to see whether Tesla holds that VWAP level. Look at exactly where Tesla bounces. Literally right off the volume weighted average price. So again, if you're not watching the volume weighted average price, you're missing out on a major technical level that you should be paying attention to. I'm going to buy one contract here quickly. I just made a little bit there. I don't know how much, but we'll buy this little baby dip again, but it's rangy, guys. So just be, we got to understand the range. One contract for green. Definitely rangy. I just made another $75. We cut it quick because this is not a fast market, or this is not a slow market. All right, we're up about 630 here. 630. All right, we're going to buy this dip, and that looks like the wrong dip to buy. We'll give it a second, though. Yeah, we're going to cut that. So we just gave some back. We're still up 500 on the day, but man, what a movement. NASDAQ's a lot of movement, man. We can only kind of laugh at it. Y'all just be careful. Crazy movement. Let's see if Tesla bounces is the question. All right, we did get a little pop. Tesla breaking highs here. Wow. Tesla cracking highs, dragging the NASDAQ right back up. I wonder what the Dow looks like today. Yeah, we're back up there at the top of the range. E-mini just broke highs. Came right back. All right, so we've been scalping a couple E-mini trades, and you see we got right back up here to where we're up about 615 on the day. We're too high up for me to take any more positions, I think, here, though. I see the NASDAQ looking like a flag, but a big range. Maybe not even a flag, maybe more like a triangle, but there's a high break again. So we are moving up in a lot of different stuff right now. Stock portfolio is looking much better than it did when I first looked at it this morning. That's a big drop. That's an even bigger drop. All right, we bought one contract here. I just made another 100 or so on the day. We are up about 700 right now. 680, 3.5 to 1 win-loss ratio. Look at that retracement back up here. The E-mini with chaos here, team. And the NASDAQ with chaos. Tesla's trying to break back up, it looks like. I'm weary of this. This is too high up there. We're rangy. Let's see if we bounce. It is Friday. All right, market's sliding. Yeah, what a brutal market here, guys. So again, we're back down, very choppy. I'm just worried this is going to turn. I think it's possible it does too, but the wicks and the movement is so crazy today, man. Y'all just be careful. Yeah, very wicky price action here, team. Big pullbacks and dips here, guys, in the market. Again, Tesla at the VWAP level. Looks like it's breaking down underneath it for a second. Weakness looks like it's rolling in. See what Tesla does here. If Tesla rejects here, it might go red on the day. That's what I think. All right, back up a little bit. Let's see if Tesla holds this. But again, if Tesla starts to churn on the bottom, Nvidia earnings here too tomorrow. That'll be big. See if the market does turn. This is a volatile day. There's the market turning. Again, watch Tesla here. Now Tesla's back up. Tesla's really kind of one of the weights of the market right now, is from what I'm seeing. All the way back up for the SPY. Tesla bouncing right at the VWAP, guys. So again, if you're not watching the VWAP, you're missing out. Market's turning back up. Again, I'm going to put the Dow up. Oh, wait, I think I already have the Dow up. Let me see. All right, so again, Tesla starting to break. So here's the Dow trend. And we've been trying to watch this all day. Oh, wait, let me see. There we go. Again, here's the Dow trend. We've been trying to watch this all day. Very choppy right now. AMC's starting to fight back, though. So, like, you can see AMC starting to come back up. It's at 406. And Nvidia earnings next week. Jackson Hole next week. A lot of stuff coming out next week, to be honest. You remember I bought Walmart yesterday, the day before. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit off of this now because I can. There we go. Watching the market slow a little bit. Then again, if you want to day trade with me, I got funded on a funded account program called Top Step yesterday. They're a sponsor of mine. They are one of the easiest ways to learn day trading in futures without taking on a lot of risk. And so they test your skill. It's a challenge, right? So they give you a demo. The base one's a $50K demo. It's only $49, which is less than a lot of just regular paper accounts, right? So they give you this demo account. It's $49. If you can hit $3K in profit without losing over $2K, They fund you 50K with a 90% split. As long as you can follow the rest of their rules and conditions, they fund you with a 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. And so what this allows you to do, again, the base one's 50K. You got a 3K profit target with a $2,000 max loss. It's a 2-to-3 ratio. What it allows you to do is learn to day trade with pressure without risking as much as you would if you put the money up yourself. If you put the money up yourself in futures, you could lose thousands very quickly. And so if you lose this, you're only down 49 bucks. But if you're good enough to pass it, and I think most traders lose money in day trading. So remember, most day traders lose, right? Not just on Top Step, but anywhere. But it's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step. And if you are good enough to pass it, you still get a lot of the rewards. You still get a 90% split once you're funded. You get to keep your first 10K in profit. There's free funding coaches and all that good stuff. And again, we did get funded yesterday. We got funded in another account. All right, so here's the Dow. Here's Tesla on the right. Pretty slow day, guys. Yeah, Burry basically coming. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. All right, so Dow testing highs, but again, look at Tesla dip here, guys. So look at Tesla fall. Tesla's falling. Yeah, well, the last 5-10 minutes have been slow, but there's the Dow rip up. Look at Tesla rip up too. So again, the market's starting to turn upward here. We're getting upward churning in the market right now, upward movement in basically everything. Will it be our green day here, guys? Yeah, Disney moving up some. We added a little bit more to our Disney trade too, because I just thought it was pretty objectively cheap. But again, these are longer term trades. Disney skying up. Yeah, we're now green in stocks on the day, which is cool. One of the things like, well, this is what we add to the positions when they dip. Called 50 of the last 2,000 bear markets, yeah. All right, Dow, rip it up. Tesla, rip it up. Honestly, a lot of my stock portfolio is moving up, so we're kind of taking some profit here because we can. Target moving up today too. AMC back over the 408 level here, team. Back over that 408 level. Yeah, what a run. What a move. All right, so Tesla's still dipping down a little bit now after really dragging the market up a lot today. A very volatile day though, right there go though, guys. Very volatile day. Tesla now pulling back a little bit. Yeah, man, what a run. All right, guys, Tesla at 216s. All right, so got a little dip here. Again, Tesla pulling back to the VWAP level. We'll see if that level holds. I think that's a big, important milestone level here for Tesla. And that might influence the rest of the market also. Yeah, NVIDIA dropping today despite all that stuff too. Everything kind of starting to pull back a little bit. You'll see how much of a weight Tesla is over stuff. All right, so Tesla breaking under the VWAP, under the previous milestone level of the VWAP here. Dow's still moving up nicely, though. Yeah, and I'm not going to stick around too long today, guys. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my weekend. I was debating on whether I even want to stream today, so again, I'm probably just going to go enjoy my weekend. Y'all be safe. Again, check out Top Step if you haven't already. It's the cheapest way to learn how to trade. Check out Chart Prime, trading view indicator service. Genuinely useful. Helps me do a ton of different things on Chart Prime. Just genuinely useful. Again, you can use it in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. If you want to check out my sponsors, check out the link in the description. It's a great help for the channel, of course. And again, genuinely useful, guys. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Y'all be safe. We'll be back next week. We got a bunch of big stuff dropping next week. So again, we'll see you guys over there. And yeah, y'all be safe. Good luck.